Hi guys, I'm going to talk to you about different armature wires that I've used and what I think about them. So, I guess I'll start with this pipe cleaner. It's usually straight, but my cat loves pipe cleaners, so that's something to consider if you have cats. They are very, very flexible. The fuzz on them allows the wool to stick really well. You can trim it if you need to, so like if you're doing a pretty skinny area like the leg, you can trim it down so that way it's not poking through. I found a big bag on Amazon of 1,200 of them that come in a wide array of colors. So, you wanted to get something like this wouldn't be great because if any of this does happen to poke through, it's the complete opposite color. I don't use these a ton in my sculptures anymore just because they are so soft. Let's see. This is one that has, then like you can see how easily this leg, like they don't hold the shapes super well. Like if I wanted to move the foot back, it just doesn't really stay as well. Very light. Whereas, let's say this lab here, she has my preferred armature wire. And you can see that resistance. She's got a much better, she will hold her shape a lot better. Like the tail won't just go down. But I can still pose her with her tail down if I want. So let's talk about that wire. I use rose wire for the base of my pet portraits. This is it. I got this at Hobby Lobby in the gardening floral area. I'm sure you can get them online. That's just where I happen to get it. This is a slightly shorter piece. I have a map out of the pieces that I need for each pet. So like I have a piece that comes from the head down to the tail, and then I have a piece that comes across the shoulders. And I actually usually use my pipe cleaners to tie those together. Same here. I can usually use just one pipe cleaner. I'll start it on one, kind of wind it around, wrap around the spine, and then wrap around the hips to hold the rose wire in place. And, what are these called? My little pliers are, I use them a lot to get harder angles in the bends. And I like to bend the tips, make sure you can see this, into little loops so that the metal doesn't poke through. Keep pulling that way too close, sorry. And then that way it's got a more blunt edge. And you'll see that it kind of frayed. This isn't really an issue. It's not going to unravel in the sculpture or anything, so that doesn't really ever concern me. Unless I have it in the foot, I guess, just because it gets kind of messy when I'm trying to hold the felt on, but you can trim that, you can super glue it down, whatever you want really. But that is my recommendation, is to fold those little tips in. Yeah, rose wire, I like it quite a bit. You can also find regular armature wires that will be in a ton of different sizes. This is a pretty small one, so it's also pretty soft. You can get bigger ones that'll be a little bit stronger. And it's really just kind of up to preference. I like the rose wire because it has the cloth around it. I feel like the wool kind of holds on to it a little bit better. But again, you can use whatever armature wire you're comfortable with. I also want to experiment. I haven't ordered any yet, but what are they called? It's like a ball joint armature wire. It's like some sort of socket. I think plumbers use it, but I want to try it sometime. But until then, I'm just using armature wire. And I guess that's it. If you have any questions about armature wire, I will try my best. Oh, wait, I can actually show you. I'm really good at videos, guys. So my Squeaker Doll, generally I don't use armature wire in my dolls. I consider this the doll, whereas this is a portrait, just so that my terminology is clear. Like there's no wire in any of this. The tail, I just felted it into this curled shape. And then Squeaker, however, is a character of mine. I put, you know, I wanted her legs to not just be felt out, because since she's a kinku, or like a crow character, she has, you know, like a bare non-fuzzy portion of her leg and hands and feet. So I had wire in there, and I didn't expect her to be able to stand on her own, but you can tell from above. But so to prepare for that, I put a wire in here. It's sort of a horseshoe shape that comes around, so that I would be able to angle it down and sort of use it as a tripod. But she wound up being able to stand on her own, so I guess it wasn't super necessary. But I still like it because now I can give her a little bit more emotion. If she's sad, I can put it down. If she's really excited, I can stand it up. You know, whatever the case. I know I mentioned the wire in her arms. So the wire in her arm doesn't go all the way up. It stops right about here. And this allows her to have a little bit more bend. She won't hold her arm like that since there isn't a wire, but it's still like her arms won't bend where I don't want them to bend. Hopefully that makes sense. But that's it. Officially, that is the armature wire video. Again, if you have any questions, just let me know and I will do my best to answer them.